get dressed, which takes about 20 minutes. You have a couple layers of tights, you have padding. Some people corset. So that takes about 20 to 30 minutes in itself. And then the third step is your wig, which you have to, since I'm a dancer, I glue down. Most drag queens glue down their wigs.
With what?
There's a couple different types of wig glue you can use. It comes off with soap and water or with alcohol or whatever. And that takes about 5 minutes. So the process of getting ready in itself is usually 2.5 to 3 hours. So that is pretty intense. That's probably my least favorite part of doing drag. Mm-hmm. But the result is amazing. Mm-hmm. Then, what happens next is you travel to the gig in full drag, which is, usually about 20 minutes. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can take the subway, and that's, it's an interesting experience. It's really so fun to have people stare at you the whole time that you're just traveling to your work. But it's fun. And then you get to the gig, you do the gig that takes about an hour and a half, and you get paid, and boom.
Do you socialize afterwards sometimes?
Yes.
Meet and greet?
That's one of the most important things about working in New York is that's pretty much how you get work is you socialize and network. I'm not going to say it's the healthiest thing because when you work at bars and you drink a lot during your job, it's kind of intense. Now that I am doing drag full time, I'm trying to find ways to give myself rules and make sure that I look at it more as a job rather than getting sucked into the party life. But it's still hard, when you're surrounded by all your friends and it's show friends and you're constantly surrounded by friends and partying and dancing and booze. So it is probably, it's really a hard job to have, but it makes me happier than anything else I've done. So
it's good you have some boundaries. So Kimmi Moore will have to do Kimmi less party. Yes.
That's good.
Keep your head in the game. That's right. Well, speaking of head, that you're single, My Head, you released last year?
Yes. Yeah.
What made you want to do that? What was the inspiration for that song?
The inspiration for that song, comes from, one of my biggest struggles in life.
Your head.
Yeah. Yes. I kind of wrote it in a way that you can interpret it how you want. Mm-hmm. Most people think that it's about a significant other, but it's really about, obsessive compulsive disorder, which is something that I struggle with. And that's the first thing I put out about having that. I don't know if to this day, I don't know if the general public knows that it's about that, but that was my inspiration for that song. So the music video, if you look at it in that way, you can see that some of the scenes reflect OCD and the struggle and that.
To take a second look at that. Where did you shoot the video?
I shot it in 2 locations. The first location was in Staten Island. I found this gorgeous building that I rented out for a couple hours. It's a building with graffiti all inside of the building. And then the second location was in the basement of a bar in New York that we turned into looking like a jail cell.
Now, Did you have a say in the look of the video, or was that a decision between you and the director, or just solely?
That video, I basically directed and came up with the story myself. And yeah, I'm actually really proud of that. Mm-hmm. I haven't looked back on this in a while, so this is really cool.
Reflection is good.
Yeah. I came up with the storyline for that, and my team did just like the photography and the editing and stuff. But most of the scenes were all thought of by me.
And so you released the video and the song at the same time?
No, I believe I released them. No, I think I released them at the same time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And were you very happy with the finished product, song and video?
Oh yeah, for my first one, it's yeah. Very happy with it.
What's the you've gotten feedback about it from friends and family and fans?
Oh yeah. At the time I released it, one of my friends was going through a really hard time, and he became obsessed with it, and it's still to this day like one of his favorite songs that he puts on. It did not get as much feedback as my next single, probably because one, I've grown as an artist. Two, I have more of a following. So, but that's the whole part about being an artist is progress.
Mm-hmm. And you release the song, and it's you as yourself, but also as Kimmi.
Yes.
But it's under Kimmi's name, right? The artist's name is Kimmi Moore.
Yeah, I left Kimmi Moore as my artist name.
Right. Makes sense. And then this year, you come up with another single called One Night. What was the inspiration for that song?
One Night is about one of my first times at the gay beach. And it's basically just a song about how, a one-night stand. And how people can have different perspectives of what is happening. And not necessarily good or bad, but the song reflects back on a time when I thought that things were different than they actually were when I was talking to a significant other.
Mm-hmm. Now this video, I think it has a little more of a cinematic feel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it really has. It's a great look to it, and you're you and your Kimmi throughout the video. Was that something you were in the creative process, deciding the look of the video and the storyline?
This video, I was incredibly fortunate to have my best friend Nick. We call him Nick Gaga. That's his stage name right now. He's a Gaga impersonator, but overall he is a director. It's his passion right now, and so he wanted to experiment with me as the first person. And I'm so lucky. I did have a say in in wanting to have me and Kimmi both featured in the video. So we had talked about it, and I was like, Nick, I haven't really gotten in touch with my voice self in a long time because I've just been working in drag so long, and I really want my video to show at least 50-50 boy and girl. And he was completely on board, and he listened to the song for a long time, and he made me send him the story about how I wrote the song and blah, blah, blah. And then he came up with the script, and he shot it, directed it. He did makeup, costumes, found my choreographer. Wow. He did like majority of the work on this video, and I'm really, really proud of him for that. And thankful. So what I found by that is when I stopped being a control freak, if I just trust somebody that I trust, things come out really great.
It's been a common theme with some episodes.
Really?
Yeah, the filmmaker, she wanted to do everything and just needed to sit back and let the other people, like if they're in charge of props, let them do that. If they're in charge of costumes.
Ever.
That's
I
the
never
awesome.
let other people do things.
But see, you did in this case, and you got a great
Yeah.
video out of it. And the choreography was really good, man. You got some moves
Oh
there.
I can't even tell you. Nick Gaga found my choreographer, and I met him, and he taught me. It's the first time I didn't choreograph my own stuff, and I'm obsessed with it.
What's the choreographer's name?
His name is Kato. He's from Japan.
Great stuff. So, when was the single released?
The single was released about 2 months ago. No, I released a single over the summer, and the video was released 2 months ago. So I did it separately for this one.
And you were very pleased with the result. Got some good feedback.
Oh yeah, my head, that video when I released it, it took a year to hit 1,500 views, and this one in 2 months already surpassed that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is there a certain way when you're writing a song? Is there a certain process? Like, say, okay, I'm going to write a song, or things just start coming to you and you just start writing them down?
Yeah. I use my voice notes in my phone a lot, but never usually end up going back to them. So most of the time, my music comes from when I just sit down at the computer and plunk out notes, or start singing. And it's really funny. The process is really weird because I don't start with lyrics. I start by literally mumbling like fake words and writing a melody and a chorus and a verse. And then later on, I go in and put lyrics to it.
That's a good one.
So if you see that process, it's laughable. It's hysterical to listen to it. When I listen back, I'm like, what the? This is crazy. This is crazy.
That's great. Now, did you record both songs in the same place? Was it like a
Yes.
formal recording studio?
I recorded both of them in. Actually, I don't remember. Wait. Yeah, I recorded both of them in my first producer's bedroom.
Record music anywhere. That's great.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so, where do you see yourself going further with this career as a drag queen? Where do you see it being branded into other things?
My goal is to get signed to a label. I have two goals, and I want one of them to happen. One, get signed to a label, or two, be able to become big enough that I can do it myself. I think the purpose of having a label is to go mainstream, but I've seen people get big without going mainstream.
Just gotta see what fits for you, right?
Yeah.
All right, we can go to this question. Do you think we all have an artist inside of us?
Oh my God, that's deep. That is deep. Yes. I just think art comes in different ways. I think that I don't know. That's a really hard question. But I do, yeah, I see art in different ways. Like, my brother's a basketball player. I think that that's his art. That's what he puts that's what makes him happy. I think doing art is therapeutic, for me at least. And I think that anything that uses your brain in a different way is art to me.
Great answer.
I guess.
Any advice for artists and future drag queens?
Yes. I think my biggest piece of advice is if you want it, you have to go for it.